Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Ronald Araujo as Barcelona believe that their 24-year-old star is the best defender in the world. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about JOAO Cancelo as it has been reported that Barcelona will have to shell out 20 million euro in loan fee to sign the Portuguese international. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As Barcelona gets set to take Real Madrid in what could be a title decider at the Spotify Camp Nou this Sunday, all eyes will once again be on the battle between Ronald Araujo and Vinicius Jr. The two players are at the top of their game currently and have indulged in some exciting battles over the past year, with the Barcelona man coming out on top more frequently. Indeed, Araujo has played in 3 of the 4 El Clasico matches at right back to tackle the threat of Vinicius Jr., and Barcelona have won those by 8 goals to 1 aggregate scoreline. The one match he did miss with an injury, Real Madrid won 3 goals to 1. We quite remember the first leg in La Liga at the Santiago Bernabeu. Ronald Araujo has been in imperious form this season and has not skipped a beat after spending a significant time on the sidelines in the first half of the season. So much so that Barcelona believe that the Uruguayan international is the best defender in the world at the moment, as per ESPN. The 24-year-old joined the club from Boston River in Uruguay in 2018 thanks to the influence and efforts of former technical director Ramon Planes. The report reveals that Real Madrid held an interest in signing Araujo at the time as well, while other clubs like Sevilla and Atletico Madrid were also keen. However, the centre-back ended up joining Barcelona instead. Initially, Araujo found things really difficult at Barca from the start. The defender has himself admitted that in the past how he found himself out of place in the club's philosophy due to his limited abilities on the ball. But the Uruguayan has worked so hard on that aspect and has improved a great deal, especially this season. The report also adds that Ronald Araujo has shown signs of leadership as he is always there to support and guide any younger players that get caught up to his first team training. On the pitch as well, Ronald Araujo has demonstrated his leadership skills and abilities, often shouting others and organizing the back line. Barcelona handed Araujo a new contract last year that runs out till 2026, with a release clause worth 1 billion euros amid interest from Premier League sides. Given the exploits and how he has developed in recent times, it is only natural for Barcelona to see him as the best defender in the world based on his current form. Araujo is also very well respected in the Real Madrid dressing room as well, and he will take the field against them this weekend once again with the aim of shutting down Vinicius. Of course, that will be so interesting to watch. I think that's always the most exciting thing about El Clasico nowadays when Ronald Araujo is there and Vinicius, of course, who is always ever present. Because many fans always look at the battle. I think that's the most talked about battle when it comes to El Clasico in recent years. Ronald Araujo versus Vinicius. And of course, we all know, right, colors, that Araujo has always been the top. When these two meet, he always pockets Vinicius. And to the extent that you see how social media, they start making some kind of fun about Vinicius, Araujo carrying a baby, which is Vinicius' face there, and stuff like that, which is really humiliating. So we just hope that the performance that Araujo have been putting in the past Clasico should continue. Of course, I trust Araujo. He never fails. He never disappoints. And despite him not being playing the last game against Bilbao due to a suspension for red card, Araujo, luckily enough, is coming for El Clasico, fresh, healthy, and of course, stronger, no fatigue. And I think that will be a game to watch. Araujo, definitely Barca see him as the best defender in the world. If you ask me personally, I would say definitely he is the best defender in the world for me. And I think we have a treasure in our hands. Barcelona have a future. We have a bright future. Pedri, Gavi, Araujo, Koundé, all of those guys are still in their early 20s. So just imagine that in years to come, as Xavi and Laporta continues to build this great team, just imagine how we can be dominant. In fact, the players just need to be in good hands and get managed perfectly. I think we have the talents and more will come. Hopefully, we just have to bypass the financial fair play to ensure that we can sign quality players, young players. I think Laporta's target more is with the younger players because we are building a team for the future, not a team for the present or for the past. And that is exactly how gradually we are doing things. So Clasico on Sunday to see if we can win Real and go 12 points clear. Then on to the next story of discussion. According to a report from Sport, Barcelona have made it one of their priorities to sign JOAO CANCELO from Manchester City this coming summer. The 28-year-old Portuguese international is currently on loan at Bayern Munich, who have the option of signing him permanently for a fee of 70 million euro. However, the German international are unlikely to take up that chance, meaning he will be back in England in the summer. But given his falling out with Man City boss Pep Guardiola, Cancelo will not continue at the Etihad next season, and Barcelona wish to capitalize on the situation. The Blaugrana are aware that a permanent transfer is out of their reach due to the finances that would be involved and are first exploring the possibility of a loan deal for the former Valencia and Juventus ace. João Cancelo, despite his recent drop in stature, is seen as a top quality right back who can go a long way in addressing Barca's problems in that position. However, as per the report, even a loan move for Cancelo will not be cheap, as Man City could demand a sum of around 20 million euro as loan fee for the right back. That, coupled with paying the defender's wages, would again render the move financially unviable for Barcelona. Hence, they have put the operation on ice for the time being, while Cancelo's agent George Mendes works on, lowering the loan fee. The La Liga leaders believe that with the passing of time, the demands from City could lower and would even become feasible. At the same time, however, Barca would also need Cancelo to lower his wages as well, so even a loan move at this point looks tricky. The likes of Thomas Meunier and Dalot have been identified as alternative, but João Cancelo is still not completely off the table, despite some reports suggesting otherwise.